Hi all, welcome back to another Cooking Around the World in our COVID environment. This I believe is going to be our last one for this. That's a bit sad, Deb.
Very sad.
Haven't we been enjoying this?
We have.
Just when we've finally conquered how to edit. We could have done all these wonderful, even more wonderfuler things if we'd known how to edit. Anyway, we've got it together now that we're finishing. What we're going to do today is a double recipe. First we're going to do a basil pesto to show you how to make a basil pesto. It's very simple, and it actually works out better than the ones you buy, in my opinion. I love them when you do them at home. Basil pesto, you can do it with parsley. I've done coriander, parsley and cashew nut. Interesting. Coriander with cashew nut. And same ingredients with your olive oil and your parmesan cheese. Do many variations on your own, and I find they work better than, in my opinion, better than the shop bought ones. And you see all the different varieties they have, sweet potato things and all that sort of stuff, and kale and gravel, all that sort of stuff. Whatever, you can do whatever flavourings you like. We're also going to lead on, once we've done the basil pesto, to doing a chicken pesto pasta. You can do many things once you've got a pesto. The chicken dish you can also do with a bought pesto if you wish, but this is to show you how simple this is. And what I'm going to start with, cooking the pasta for our dish. And the pot settles down over there. And I've got some water boiling already. Salt the water. Get a good amount of salt in there. Remember, they say your water has to taste like the sea, and that flavour will infuse into our pasta and give it a nice, instead of just bland, tasteless pasta, this is what will help it develop flavour. Look. Do about half that packet. Sticking together. Perfect. Taste of the ocean. A little bit too much like the ocean, actually. Okay, we're back to our basil pesto. We have now 13 minutes. Put the timer on, go. It takes that pasta 13 minutes to cook, so that's how long I've got to get this ready. Now, we have one bunch of basil here. They say approximately 3 cups, which is damn close to 3 cups here. Get that into our little blender. 1 clove of garlic, roughly chopped. Don't have to go too crazy because the machine will do that for us. I've pre-toasted some pine nuts. Let's just chuck them into a hot pan with no oil in it. Just chuck them into a hot pan and just keep flipping them and moving them around till they brown off. Don't let them go too far, don't turn your back on them, these will burn very easily. But when you toast your pine nuts, what a difference in flavour, it's absolutely beautiful. Pine nuts on their own are a touch bland, toasted, amazing. 1/3 of a cup. With olive oil. I'm just using a generic olive oil, but this is actually generic, but it's a very, very nice extra virgin olive oil. It's actually that in the bowl. We use 2/3 of a cup of olive oil. This is how easy it is to make your own basil. Actually, I might just give it one thing we haven't put in yet. We have to put in our parmesan. 2/3 of a cup of parmesan cheese. It's 1/3.
That's all right.
Some for the chef.
Can't have enough cheese.
Can't have enough parmesan cheese. You can't have too much.
Ooh.
Get a little machine sorted out here. plug it in and just give that a blitz. I hope you've seen how simple that is. What we can do take a cracker, sorry about that, Deb. Sure beats a shop bought one. Possibly a dash too much oil here, it's a bit runny, but that's fine. If you want to store this, make sure you have plenty of oil on the top, so that, you know, a little layer of oil on the top in your sterilised jar, and that little layer of oil on the top will stop the basil or the pesto from oxidising, going brown and rusting. Now that's got enough oil in it that'll stop from doing that. Okay, put that to one side. What we're going to do now, I think we're still running way ahead of time here. How long we got? Perfect. That took about, what, 30 seconds to make that. Very quickly chop a salad that's going to go with this when we serve. I'm doing a little one, we ain't got a couple of people here. A couple of people who eat salad anyway.
Can't have enough salad.
This is all pre-washed, by the way, I've done all that already. It's a busy little centre, this one. As you see over here, I've also saved some nice little leaves from the bunch of basil. That will be dressing just to finish off our dish. Okay, there's a little salad for us. Now quickly hit that with just a tiny little bit of olive oil. You can make this up in a little jar and do all that if you wish. Excuse me. And just the tiniest bit of, in this case I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. You could use balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar. Just a tiny little, just to give it some acidity. Just get those leaves coated. Bit of pepper. Can't have too much pepper. Beautiful. Ready to go when we're finished. What we're going to do here, I have pre-cooked some chicken strips. In our recipe, it calls for, they ask for you use breast. You have to be very careful. If you're cooking this simply straight through and serving it, breast is fine. If there's going to be a bit of a time lag, which we have here from the cooking to when we actually sit down and eat, the breast will dry out. And then it's like eating paddle pot sticks in these little bits there. So I've actually used chicken thigh, which I have trimmed all the fat. I hate poultry fat and all. It all has to go. I trim all the fat, as much fat as I can, and when we finish this browning off, and if there's any little bits of fat left, it will burn them away, and so we get rid of a lot of that. So I've browned this off already, and all we really have to do now is assemble our dish. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here because I'm still waiting for our... See, I'm so far ahead of the 13 minutes to cook this pasta now. I didn't know I could be this quick. We have 6 minutes to go for the pasta. Just get this cleaned up. We'll use some extra pine nuts to dress this also. Just out of the way. We also have some extra parmesan for the end. What I'm going to do is bring this chicken back to warm it up. A little bit of heat under there. There's a bit of olive oil in the pan already that I used for browning this chicken off. That'll all go beautifully into the main meal. Remember, nice extra virgin olive oil is almost good for you. So that'll all emulsify when we throw all this together in a few moments' time. Right, get a spoon for our pesto here. That's all we do now. Get our pasta, our chicken, our pesto, toss it together, throw in some extra pine nuts, finish off dressing with a little bit of extra parmesan. That's how simple this dish is. The original basis of doing this homemade pesto was also to explain how if you can make, you don't even have to make it, you can buy a tub at the local supermarket or make it yourself. You saw how easy that is. But from there you can make dishes like this one, which is going to be the chicken pesto pasta. Another one that I have lined up for this on another day is a nice lamb mince pizza with blobs of pesto over the top of that. That's just sensational. We've actually done that in our cooking group in the past. You can even do things like green eggs. You've heard of green eggs? Scrambled egg with a little bit of pesto stirred through it. I think that I've had the pesto is made out of just like a lettuce, olive oil, garlic, etc. And that's how simple that was. And just stirred through scrambled eggs. That's how you get green eggs. Okay, this is starting to warm up now. Our chicken's going back in. And at this stage, I just want that to warm through. When you're browning this, browning this chicken thigh off, and same with the breast, don't take it till it's nice and crispy brown, otherwise you'll have killed this chicken. If it wasn't already dead, so you'll have overcooked it, and so it'll just go really tough. There's a very light cook on it. I didn't take this, even the thigh, didn't take it a nice crispy brown. I took it to just cooked, just starting to brown, and that's all it needs. Okay, we have our pasta, which is a rigatoni, cooked and ready to go. Many years ago, when I worked in the art centre, we had a guy who used to come in and hang the sound systems from the roof of the concert hall or Myer Music Bowl or wherever it might be. That's called a rigger, someone who rigs the speakers and flies all the stuff up from above the stage. His name was actually Tony. But his company name was, you got it? Here's rigatoni. Okay, now we've got our chicken cooking away there. I'm going to add the pasta to the dish. A little bit of pasta water is good in there. Just help to lubricate the dish. And with a little bit of olive oil in there, that'll be good because that'll emulsify. Good word from all the cooking shows. We don't need any more of that. We take our beautiful, sorry, let's just do this, eh? Try about that much. We'll stir that through. A little bit of liquid down the bottom, that will cook off. Might add just a dash more of this. How are we looking there, Dad? I'm going to do, add a dash of pepper to that. One thing that worries me about these sort of dishes sometimes is if it's too dry, because a pasta dish would just dry, very thick pesto can just be a very, very dry dish. So you've got to try and make it so it's a bit wet and a bit moist. Oh, that's great. It smells sensational. Okay. We'll get ourselves a serving spoon. Oh, it smells magnificent. Serve with a few little basil leaves over the top. Some extra pine nuts. Serve with a bit of extra parmesan. Put a little salad on the side of that. Voila. How's that one, Deb?
Looks great.
It smells fantastic. I think that's possibly the last one we're going to do in this video series.
Yep.
And next time we'll be back at in the group, back at Iramu Community Centre. We've had an absolute hoot doing these. So see you later. But by the way, I think our last one, by the way, Deb, it went gangbusters. I think we had about 11 views.
Oh, wow.
I think that, Gary, thanks for watching that 11 times. Cheers, I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.